The summer transfer window has officially closed and Chelsea signed only the 12 players. So I thought it'd be a great idea to do a tier list and rank Chelsea's 2024-2025 summer transfer window. Now obviously every tier list has different tiers and we are cooking. That means that this signing comes into Chelsea and we will be cooking. Pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have exciting transfer. This might not necessarily mean that they cook, but the thought of the news and everything surrounding it, the transfer hype in general, was just an exciting transfer to see them come to Chelsea. In the middle, we have pure vibes. It's not necessarily a good transfer or a bad transfer, it's just for vibes. The next one down is only for profit, and it's pretty self-explanatory. We've bought them for the intention of selling them later on for profit, in my opinion. And the last tier on this list is, will we see them play? We know that Chelsea have a history of buying everyone that can kick a ball, and most of them never put on a Chelsea shirt and play for the first team. Now starting off this tier list, we have Renato Vega. Now I'm going to be honest, Renato Vega has actually impressed me since he's come in. I would say that this is an exciting transfer. Didn't know much about him when the whole talks were happening. Will we sign him? Are we going in for him? How much are we paying for him? But what was exciting is how versatile he is, and knowing that he can be that inverted fullback, he can play in the back line, and he just looks solid since we've seen him play in a Chelsea shirt. So I'm going to stick him in exciting transfer. Next up, we have Anselmino. Now, I'm going to be honest, I know nothing about Anselmino other than he's played like 3 or 4 games for Boca Juniors and he's about 12. Obviously not really 12. I think he's like 18, 19, maybe 20. Chelsea love going to South American countries and picking up all of their youth and wonder kids. We spent 16.5 million on this guy, and if I'm being honest, I don't think we're going to see him play for Chelsea. However, I feel like we've purchased him only for profit. So I'm already seeing a problem with the tier list because only for profit and will we see them play are kind of connected. But if I had to pick for Anselmino, I will say we have bought him only for profit. Next up, we have Mike Penders. We spent £17 million on this goalkeeper. We loaned him straight back to Genk, which is who we bought him from. He should be coming to Chelsea next, or the end of this season, start of next season. Next summer, to make it a bit more simple. If I'm being honest, I don't think we are going to see him play. I'm going to put him in there, and this is nothing against Mike Penders. He might be an incredible goalkeeper, and hopefully he develops into an outstanding goalkeeper, has an amazing career. I just don't think we're going to see him play for Chelsea. Oh, the next one is Jadon Sancho, a deadline day loan move from Manchester United to Chelsea. This came out of nowhere. I think it took every Chelsea fan by surprise, and even Man United fans by surprise. There were some rumours, there were some murmurs that it would be a swap deal for Sterling. Then it kind of calmed down, and then all of a sudden, Chelsea went in on a loan with an obligation to buy of about 20 to 25 million, which I think is very good value for someone like Jadon Sancho, being 24 and being a very skillful player. Still waiting for a Premier League side to get the best out of him. Hopefully Chelsea can do that and Maresca can do that. But where would I put him on this tier list? I'm going to be honest, I think it's pure vibes. We signed him on pure vibes. We went, we want to get rid of Sterling. We'll ship him out to Arsenal. Let's just get Sancho. Why not? You know, we've got rid of one player with a massive wage. Let's just pay for another huge wage of a similar position. Let's just get Sancho in. I think that's pure vibes. Oh, this one's interesting. The next one, we've got Marc Guiu. I don't think that's how you pronounce his name. That's what everyone is saying, how you say his name. But let's go with it. Marc Guiu. To be honest, I think it's an exciting transfer. And I'll explain why. I think for £6 million or 6 million euros or whatever it is, you know, under 10 million that we're spending on this kid who's 18. We've seen him play a handful of times at Stamford Bridge and just for Chelsea in general across pre-season, the Europa Conference League qualifiers. He is an exciting prospect, and I know that word gets chucked around a lot around Chelsea. I get that, but he genuinely is a very good footballer. He's very raw. He's got great hold-up play, good link-up play. He just needs to work on his finishing, which is going to happen over time. And I hope that he gets a lot of minutes this season because he is just good at pressing from the front. And he just shows a lot of good qualities. You can just tell he's very raw. So I'm going to say that's an exciting transfer because for me personally, when I saw we were linked, again, didn't know who he was. And you do what everyone else does. You look at YouTube highlights, you do a bit of deep diving. And from the very minimal highlight reels that you got and all of the good reports about him at Barcelona, he looks like a real tidy player. And he's already starting to show that in a Chelsea shirt. So I'd say it's an exciting transfer for me. Next up, we have João Felix, one of my favourite players. And I'm so glad that he's come back to Chelsea. He loves the club. He loves the way that the fans embraced him and they have chants for him. A lot of people were like GA merchants and saying, oh, he did nothing the first time he played for Chelsea. Like, you just watch football with your eyes. He was class. He was always creating chances, always trying to turn up, drive the ball forward, create something out of nothing. Very unlucky to not have more assists because it weren't finished off from the chances he was creating. Super excited to have him in our attack this season. Where would I put him on this tier list? I want to say we are cooking, okay? But I also don't think that Chelsea had João Felix as a #1 priority this season. Obviously, we know we wanted to get a goalkeeper, we wanted to get a striker, we definitely need a centre-back. So I don't think João Felix was on that list. The only reason it came about is because we were selling Conor Gallagher and nearly got robbed with Samu Amora-Dion. And when that deal collapsed, we went, we're not using João Felix. We're thinking about that. And Atletico were like, do you know what? You give us 45 million, you can have him. And I think for that price, he is a steal. So I don't know whether to put him in We Are Cooking, because I think he definitely improves the team, or exciting transfer because, well, he's just an exciting player to watch. I'm going to go We Are Cooking. That is a top tier transfer in my opinion. We're going to stick with it. Next up, we have Caleb Wiley. Going to be honest, know nothing about this guy. Know that he played in the MLS for a little bit. I think we've loaned him out again. He's not going to see the first team for Chelsea. I don't think that it's one of those will we see him play. I personally think that we have bought him only for profit. We are buying him in, a lot of experience for his age, good quality player for his age. We're going to loan him out, see if he improves, and then charge a premium on top to whoever wants to come in for him next season, maybe the season after. I mean, obviously, this is my interpretation. You know, let me know in the comments your thoughts on these players and where you would put them. And some of these are probably going to come around and bite me on the arse. Next up, we have Omari Kellyman. I don't think we're going to see him play for Chelsea. Simple as that. He's already injured, which is great when you've made a new signing and not kicked a ball in pre-season for the first team or played any minutes. So I don't know how that's happened. Maybe he's playing for the under-21s, which is probably more likely. It's probably more likely he's playing for the under-21s, developing his game still. I respect that. I think we paid a lot of money for him. I think it was like 19 million, something like that. Oh, 22.5 million we spent on Omari Kellyman. Just sounds outrageous. He is a youngster. I know that we did it to help out Aston Villa. I don't think we're going to see him play for Chelsea. Next up, we have Jorgensen. Jorgensen is also a difficult one to gauge. It's definitely not pure vibes. It's definitely not only for profit. Will we see him play? Already been playing for Chelsea. It's between exciting transfer and We Are Cooking. Now, We Are Cooking is obviously, you know, the top echelon of, yes, this is a signing that is just, we're cooking with this player. I don't know currently if that's what it is, but I feel like that's what it will be because Robert Sanchez's days as #1 goalkeeper for Chelsea are very limited. So I'm going to put him in We Are Cooking because we've been screaming for a new goalkeeper. And we signed one that Maresca likes, who is great at playing out from the back, good ball-playing goalkeeper, can play centre-back while in possession, which really shows my age because what is football right now? Next up, we have Pedro Neto. Now, if I'm being honest, I did not see this coming. I don't think anyone saw this coming. This went under the radar for months. No one said a word, and then pow. Chelsea are signing Pedro Neto for what was it? £54 million out of nowhere. Quality signing. The only problem is with this tier list, he's very exciting and we will be cooking. So I don't know, out of those top two, he should be placed in. On the premise of what I've done with João Felix, we're putting Pedro Neto and We Are Cooking. Because he is going to cook in this team. He's already come in and got an assist. He already comes in and makes an impact. Maresca is doing a very good job at managing his minutes to make sure he stays fit. With a rotation of our 400 players as well. He's going to have a regular spot on that left-hand side because, well, Mudryk needs to sort his life out, basically. Because I think he's also on limited days. But Pedro Neto had made an instant impact. And because of Neto and Felix, we now have Netflix. So there's that. I also saw a tweet where it said, if Chilwell wasn't a bum, Chelsea could have Netflix and chill, which I thought was quite funny. But unfortunately, Chilwell is a bum, so we can't have that. We only have 2 signings left. Now, Kiernan Shrewsbury Hall. don't really know why we signed him. The only logical explanation is Enzo played with him for a year last season. He knows the system very well. He was the Championship Player of the Year. Like, I get that. Not been very convincing in a Chelsea shirt. I think it was like one half he played in pre-season, and he looked sharp. He looked like, you know, well, creating chances, well-weighted passes. Since then, he's been well off the mark. So I wouldn't say it's an exciting transfer. It definitely isn't a we are cooking transfer. Is it pure vibes? It's definitely not only for profit. You can see that it's not for profit, because what did we spend on him? 35.4 million. I think there's a bit of English tax slapped on there as well, but we'll go pure vibes. We'll go pure vibes because, well, he hasn't really done anything. And our last player for Chelsea's 24-25 summer transfer window ranking tier list, which is a big mouthful, is Tosin. Don't know how you say your last name properly without offending a group of people. So I'm just going to say Tosin, like a lot of people do. I think Tosin is an incredible signing purely because it's a free transfer. I think he has higher wages. I think he's on about 120 grand a week, which is something that's relatively normal when you come in a free transfer, because you're not spending that money on the transfer fee to anyone. So the player can demand more money. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Chelsea done very well reducing the wage structure throughout all of the players. He's experienced Premier League centre-back who looked good at Fulham. He had some spells where he was, you know, found out and whatnot, and it's going to happen. No one's perfect. But for a free transfer and someone that's Prem proven, solid signing, does it excite me? Yes, it does, because we are desperate for a centre-back. We are cooking. He's yet to really make a statement into the first team. It's still very early in the season, and this is why I'm doing this, because this could all come around and bite me later on in the year. But I'll stick him an exciting transfer purely because I don't think it's a we are cooking as of yet. He could yet prove me wrong, but he is exciting because we needed a centre-back. It's not pure vibes. It's not only for profit, and will we see the play? Well, he has played. So, kind of has to go an exciting transfer. So these are the final placings for all the players that Chelsea have signed in the summer transfer window of 24-25. Do you agree with my placements? Do you not? Let me know in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you guys, and interested to hear your thoughts of where you would place these signings. I think this is relatively fair. I think it's quite an even split, and I think Chelsea had a pretty good summer window. I know everyone's still bummed out that we didn't get Osimhen, but hey, he's now playing for Galatasaray, so it's on him really, isn't it? Now, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here. We are trying to build a Chelsea community. We upload Chelsea content at least 3 times a week here on this channel. And if you want to see me do a tier list on Chelsea's outs of the summer transfer 24-25 window, don't know if that makes sense, let me know in the comments, because I quite happily like to do the ins and outs. At this point of the video, there will be a thumbnail somewhere. So if you did enjoy this video and you like Chelsea content, make sure you click it, because you will enjoy that video too.